Hey, have you ever wondered about the ancient genetic mystery that shook human history? Picture this: around 7,000 years ago, during the Neolithic period, a prehistoric collapse in male lineages, yeah, that's the Y-chromosome bottleneck, drastically reduced genetic diversity among men, changing the course of our evolution forever. Scientists uncovered this wild twist through DNA analysis, revealing how societal shifts, warfare, and clan structures might have wiped out entire male bloodlines, while women's genetics stayed strong. It's like a real-life thriller from our prehistoric past. And today, we're diving deep into how this event reshaped humanity. Okay, let's kick this off with a bang. Imagine you're chilling around a campfire in ancient times, stories flying about heroes and battles. But what if those tales hid a dark secret? What if, in the blink of history's eye, something wiped out the genetic legacy of most men on Earth? Boom, that's the hook, my friend. We're talking about a moment when male diversity plummeted so hard, it was like only one guy was left for every 17 women in the gene pool. Crazy, right? And no, this isn't some sci-fi plot. It's backed by hard science from our ancestors' bones and modern DNA tests. Stick with me, because by the end of this, you'll see how this ancient puzzle still echoes in our world today. First off, let's break down the basics without getting too nerdy. Think of it like I'm explaining over coffee. You know how we inherit stuff from our parents? Well, guys have this special thing called the Y-chromosome, passed down strictly from father to son. It's like a family heirloom that only dudes get, carrying markers that tell the story of male lineages through time. On the flip side, everyone gets mitochondrial DNA, mtDNA for short, from their mom, tracking female lines. Scientists love this stuff because it doesn't shuffle around much. It stays pretty pure, letting us peek back thousands of years. So, fast forward to the early 2000s. Researchers start digging into global DNA databases, comparing Y chromosomes from folks all over Africa, Europe, Asia, you name it. And bam, they spot something weird. Around 5,000 to 7,000 years ago, the variety in those Y chromosomes tanks hard. It's not a gradual dip, it's a collapse. Genetic diversity drops to levels that suggest a massive bottleneck, where only a tiny fraction of male lines survive to pass on their genes. We're talking a reduction so steep that, in some estimates, it was like 90% of male genetic branches just vanished. But here's the twist that makes it even spookier: the women's side? Totally fine. mtDNA shows steady diversity, no big crashes. So, this wasn't some global catastrophe like a plague or famine wiping out everyone equally. Nah, this was targeted, almost like nature or society had it out for the guys. Can you imagine? Populations are growing thanks to farming kicking off, but male genes are getting culled like weeds in a garden. What the heck was going on? Alright, let's set the scene properly. We're in the Neolithic era, that big shift from hunter-gatherers to farmers. People are settling down, planting crops, raising animals. It's the dawn of civilization. Baby, villages pop up, tools get fancier, and societies start organizing in new ways. But with that comes power structures. Enter patrilineal clans, groups where identity, land, and status flow through the male line. Dad passes everything to his sons, who pass to their sons, and so on. Sounds straightforward, but throw in competition, and things get messy. Picture these clans like rival families in a gritty drama. They're not just neighbors. They're vying for the best fields, water sources, maybe even alliances through marriage. And in this world, warfare isn't rare. It's how you expand, protect, or dominate. Archaeologists find evidence of this everywhere. Mass graves from battles, fortified settlements, weapons evolving from hunting tools to killing machines. Skulls cracked open, arrows lodged in bones. It's brutal stuff. Now, zoom in on the theory that ties this to our genetic mystery. A team from Stanford, led by folks like Marcus Feldman, crunched the numbers in 2018. They ran simulations, modeling how these patrilineal clans might clash over generations. And guess what? If wars wipe out entire clans, meaning all the men in a losing group get killed or driven out, their Y chromosomes die with them. Poof, gone from the gene pool. Winners take all: land, resources, and yeah, often the women, who then raise kids with the victor's genes. It's like a genetic Game of Thrones, where losing means your whole male line gets erased. And because clans are patrilineal, one big defeat could snuff out dozens or hundreds of related Y chromosomes at once. Over 2,000 years, across continents, this pattern repeats. Small skirmishes snowball into clan extinctions. The math checks out. Their models showed exactly the kind of bottleneck we see in the data. Not a total population crash, just a male-specific purge. But wait, is warfare the only culprit? Some scientists point to other factors like polygyny. That's when powerful men have multiple wives, monopolizing reproduction. Think chieftains or warlords with harems, leaving average Joes out in the cold, genetically speaking. In some cultures, this was huge. Elite dudes fathering tons of kids while others get zero. Combine that with social inequality from farming rich get richer, poor stay sidelined. And yeah, fewer male lines dominate. There's also migration vibes. As farming spreads from the Middle East outward, maybe certain groups with specific Y chromosomes hitch a ride, outcompeting locals. But the warfare angle fits best because it explains why this happened globally, yet at slightly different times in different spots. In Europe, around 5,000 years ago with the Yamnaya people rolling in on horses, conquering left and right. In Asia, similar clan feuds. Africa too. It's a pattern. Let me paint a picture to make this real. Imagine you're a young guy in a Neolithic village. Your clan's been farming the same valley for generations. Your dad's stories filling your head with pride in your lineage. But one day, raiders from a bigger clan hit, axes swinging, fires blazing. If your side loses, that's it. Your brothers, uncles, cousins, wiped out. Survivors? Maybe the women and kids get absorbed into the winners group. Your Y chromosome? Buried in the dirt. Multiply that by thousands of clashes over centuries, and boom, bottleneck. Crazy how this echoes in myths and legends, right? Think of all those ancient tales of heroic lineages. Kings tracing back to gods or warriors. Could be survivors boasting about their unbroken male lines, while the losers' stories fade away. Even the Bible or Greek epics have that vibe, patrilineal pride amid constant wars. Now, fast forward to today. How does this ancient drama affect us? Well, our modern Y chromosome diversity is still recovering from that hit. It's why tracing male ancestry can jump huge gaps sometimes. But bigger picture, this bottleneck might have turbocharged social evolution. With fewer male lines dominating, power concentrates, leading to bigger hierarchies, kingdoms, even empires. Farming plus warfare equals inequality on steroids, setting the stage for civilization as we know it, cities, laws, tech. And get this, it's not just history. Geneticists use this to understand diseases tied to the Y chromosome, like certain infertility issues, or how populations mixed. That bottleneck highlights waves of migration and conquest. Some folks link it to the rise of patriarchy, where male-dominated societies solidify. But hey, don't take that as gospel. It's debated. What's clear is, without this collapse, human history might look wildly different. Maybe more diverse clans, less centralized power. Who knows? Oh, and speaking of debates, not everyone's sold on the warfare theory. A 2015 study suggested it started earlier, around 8,000 to 4,000 years ago, tied purely to agriculture's social shifts. No need for constant wars, just bottlenecks from founder effects, where small groups expand and dominate. Others point to climate stuff like the end of the Ice Age messing with populations, but that was way before. Even the younger Dryas, that cold snap 12,000 years ago, gets thrown in sometimes, maybe kickstarting instabilities that led to later collapses. But the clan war model holds strong because it matches the data's timing and spread. Recent papers, like one in Science from 2023, talk about even earlier bottlenecks. Wait, hold up, that one's from 930,000 years ago when humans nearly went extinct overall. Different beast, but it shows our species has dodged bullets before. This Neolithic one, though, uniquely male, uniquely human-made. Let's geek out a bit more on the science, 'cause it's fascinating. Researchers sequence genomes from ancient skeletons. Think bog bodies, cave burials. They map mutations on the Y chromosome like timestamps. And sure enough, diversity craters right around the shift to farming. One stat: in some regions, effective male population size drops to 1/17 of females. That's not actual numbers, populations were growing, but genetic effective size, meaning how many unique lines contribute. To put it simply, it's like a family tree where branches keep getting pruned on the dad side. Females' trees, lush and branching. Videos and articles online dive deep. Check out that Science Alert piece or the Stanford report if you want the nitty-gritty. But here, we're keeping it chill. Alright, as we wrap this up, think about it. Our ancestors navigated this chaos, and here we are. This mystery isn't just dusty history. It's a reminder of how fragile lineages can be, how society shapes biology. Next time you hear about DNA tests revealing surprises, remember the bottleneck, that prehistoric snap that erased so many stories. If this blew your mind, smash that like button, subscribe for more deep dives into history's wildest secrets, and drop a comment. What do you think caused it? Wars, elites, or something else? Thanks for hanging out. Catch you in the next one. Peace.